Most people agree that El Chapo is one of the most successful people in charge of a gang in Mexico. Forbes magazine says that he is one of the most powerful people in the world. As the height of his success, it is thought that he has worth somewhere between $16 billion and $20 billion. Let's talk about the 19 expensive things from El Chapo's collection right now. Number 19. Landing strips. Landing strips are an important part of Sinaloa's cartel huge business empire. Before moving illegal goods, it is thought that El Chapo had access to about 894 landing strips in the United States. In Colombia and other parts of South America, landing strips are often in the hands of local cops. In order to keep control of the landing strips, it is important to keep your local cops happy. Don't forget to subscribe, hit the like button and the notification bell to stay updated on our daily videos. Number 18. Trucks. Even though the main goal is to get illegal goods from the air to the ground, being able to move around the ground is also an important part. Because of this, people think that El Chapo had access to a fleet of new and old cars that help keep the flow of supplies going. Steel is welded into the compartments and panel of these armored vehicles, and they are often seen moving in large groups. Some of the cars are known to have places for snipers to stand and windows made of bulletproof glass. Also, it is known that some of the cars have devices that spray mail and devices that spray oil. Number 17. 747. Having 747, which often called the number 17747 aircraft, is probably the best way to get a lot of illegal goods across the border. We don't know how many of these planes El Chapo owned, but he was a billionaire and could have easily bought more than one. Each plane cost several $100 million. They can fly at 988 kilometers per hour, can go 14,350 kilometers in one trip, and have huge cargo holds. Number 16. Cargo ships. Cargo ships used for business travel. El Chapo might have used the commercial freighter fleets that go around the world every day. This would have been both expensive and easy for the trade. It is possible to buy more than of these, and they can easily carry more goods than any airliner. Number 15. Jet plane. This jet plane with a short to medium range was made in France. It has Rolls-Royce Avon turbojet engines. In its basic form, the plane can hold anywhere from 120 to 140 people. But after El Chapo bought the plane, a lot of changes were made to the way the inside looked. The plane would have been able to fly for 1,200 nautical miles, it could have carried 1,000 kilograms of goods, and it would have been able to fly at about 600 kilometers per hour. Number 14. Speedboats. El Chapo owned a fleet of speedboats that he could use whenever he wanted to. Some of the newer models of these boats are hard to track with radar and can go twice as fast as traditional smuggling boats. The boats are between 32 to 38 feet long, have 3 separate engines that can each put 200 horsepower, and can take twice as much illegal cargo as regular speedboats. Number 13. Nissan Skyline GTR. The Japanese sports car Nissan Skyline GTR is built on the Nissan Skyline line. The car has a top speed of 196 miles per hour, a 6-speed manual gearbox, a 5.8-inch LCD multifunctional display in the middle of the dashboard that shows live data of the engine and vehicle, and a manual transmission. We think that a brand new version of this car would cost somewhere around $100,000. Number 12. 100 private plane to sneak drugs into the country. Before he was caught, people think that El Chapo Guzman had access to more planes than several of Mexico's biggest airlines. Some people think that cartels use Gulfstream II jets, Falcon 50s, and Lear jets. Number 11. Chevrolet Corvette Z06. Chevrolet says that the 06 is a sporty car that was made by the Chevrolet division of General Motors from 2005 to 2013. For a long time, the car came with a 7-liter engine, a high level of smoothness, and a time of 3.6 seconds to go from 0 to 60 miles per hour. Other improvements include an aluminum frame with a roof that is permanently attached, a front splitter, a large carbon fiber, a huge rear spoiler, and a fiberglass for the front and back fenders. Number 10. Aircraft 727. People say that El Chapo had access to a number of big Boeing planes like the A727 and the A787, which he used to travel or move targets across a large area that smaller planes couldn't reach. The bigger ones usually cost in the hundreds of millions of dollars. The Boeing 727 is great for moving illegal goods over long distances because it can go from 570 miles per hour and has a range of 3,110 miles. Number 9. Guns. El Chapo and his gang had access to a wide range of machine guns, including AK-47s and other high-powered assault weapons. Arms were considered an important part of the operation, and they were always ready. In addition to these weapons, they also have handguns, sniper rifles, and rocket-propelled grenades. Most gang bosses have gold-plated guns of different kinds, and many of their bodyguards carry both handguns and hand grenades. Number 8. A large fleet of personal subs that can be used to move illegal goods across the borders. In Colombia, it has been said more recently that El Chapo had a large fleet of personal submarines that he could use to smuggle drugs across the countries. The length of these submarines can range out of a small guard boat to that of a huge submarine that can carry up to 10 people at once. The subs are usually between 12 to 24 meters long. They are made of wood, glass, and steel, and they can travel up to 3,200 kilometers. One of the most interesting things about these subs is that they can be controlled from a far away place. Number 7. AMG cars. El Chapo Guzman is a big fan of AMG cars, so it shouldn't come as a surprise that he had a custom-colored Sinaloa Silver SLS AMG in his collection. It has a 6.2-liter V8 engine that has moving doors, can go as fast as 197 miles per hour, and can go from 0 to 60 miles per hour in amazing 2.2 seconds. Number 6. The Mercedes C63 AMG Black. When it came out first in 2006, the Mercedes C63 AMG Black Series was said to be one of the only 170 made, and it was thought to have cost El Chapo somewhere around $100,000. A car with an A32 valve 6.2 V8-liter engine may be able to go from 0 to 60 miles per hour in less than 3.7 seconds. Number 5. El Chapo's house. Authorities in Mexico think that El Chapo's house is one of the most complex hiding places they have ever found. El Chapo's hideout was full of quiet places to hide and different ways to get out. One of the most daring was a bathtub that almost lifted off the floor to show an escape path underneath. This one of the most daring places to hide in the house, which had many bats. Number 5. Dodge Charger. Dodge Charger, also called the fake police car. El Chapo's kind of illegal business requires him to have access to some big secret assets. The driver of this Dodge Charger police car, which has V8 engine with 370 horsepower, probably tried to get away from the officials more than once. Number 3. Tuna Mansion. It is thought that El Chapo bought the Tuna Mansion for his mother. This mansion on the mountain is his hometown. Liuna, a very big orange house with many bedrooms and bathrooms. The house has a large porch in a terrace area, and part of it is built right into the side of a mountain. The Tuna Mansion is in Liuna, where he grew up. Part of the house is built right on the lot. In recent years, a lot of armed people broke into El Chapo's house, killing 3 of his neighbors in the process. Luckily, El Chapo's mother got away without getting hurt. Number 2. Farms. People think that El Chapo hid out in several different farms all over Mexico. Our power comes from being in charge of his kingdom. Most of the time, the ranches were just places where El Chapo could stop or hide from the many risks he faced every day. Some ranches are said to have underground escape tunnels in case Mexican cops come to take them over. And number 1. Hundreds of homes in Mexico. El Chapo is thought to own hundreds of homes in Mexico, the United States of America, and other South American countries. The officials haven't been able to find a lot of them yet. These include personal homes, safe houses, and storage facilities. People think that he has access to warehouses in most Mexico's big towns and along the border with the US, as well as mansions and other properties in Los Angeles. Since Mr. Guzman is being held in a prison in the United States at the moment, most of the things in this movie don't apply to him at this point. We're glad you took time to watch our video about the 19 expensive things that the Mexican millionaire El Chapo police kept in his house. That's it for today. Don't forget to give us a thumbs up, subscribe, and hit that notification bell. We post videos every week, so stay notified. Thanks for tuning in. See you in the following video.